My name is Raven. At 23 years old, I found and funded my first multi-million-dollar acquisition. I did it with no help, no mentorship, and no college degree. I'm making these videos because I want to show you guys that there's a lot of methods out there you guys can use to solving a lot of life's questions. And for guys, I feel like it's mostly related around business and making money. And I know for me, that was a main importance of my life, is trying to figure out what are the methods to make money faster. As time went on, I realized that there was a lot of good information out there, but it was kind of like everybody had just a little bit of pieces of like the main key, but nobody had like the whole story. And so my goal is to kind of help you guys figure out a faster way to move through the money-making game so you guys can get to the other parts of life that matter even more. I think it's interesting that pretty much nobody knows what they want to do with their lives, even as you get older. And so I was talking to my dad one day, and I remember probably like a decade ago, and he's like in his 50s telling me that he's still not sure what God's plan for his life is. And I just thought it was interesting because when you're young, you always think that the people who are ahead of you know exactly what they should be doing, or they've already had time to figure it out. In reality, the truth is that nobody knows what they should be doing, or everyone thinks that they should be doing better, or they should be doing something different. In a way, that is the answer itself, is that there is no direct path, and you almost are always changing. People are always evolving. So there is no one thing that you do for the rest of your life that is what you should be doing. You should just keep progressing and moving forward. And as time goes on, you get better at being you, and you get better at understanding life. And that's kind of the path you should take, is the path that you're on. All my life, people asked me when I was younger, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I always thought that question was kind of funny because there was never one thing that I wanted to be. I always wanted to do as many things as possible in my life and kind of just experience life completely for what it is. What I realized is that what I'll need to do, I need to solve for that. With someone with my demeanor, my personality type, I love change. I love seeing things. I love putting myself in different situations and having a dynamic life. I needed to not commit to being a doctor for the next 40 years. To me, that never made sense. And why would it? Throughout life, everybody changes. If you only get one life, if you're only on this planet for one brief moment, why would you choose to only do one thing? Why not do as many things as possible? In my mind, I realized that I needed to figure out a way to solve for that. And so my solution was that I would just do everything, or I would do as many things as possible. If it interests me, I go after it. In order to create that lifestyle, I needed to first build up the funds, right? Because money is a tool. Money is the tool you use to give yourself the opportunity to do whatever it is in life that you want to pursue. And so if you figure out the money thing first, then you open up all the doors after. That was kind of my theory, is that if I figure out how to make a lot of money in the beginning, then at the end, I can go back and do everything that's more on the passion pursuits, on the creative side of my life. That presupposition that what do you want to do with your life, it's just so unmotivational, because humans, they're not one-dimensional people. Like, we're not creatures who just do one thing and then die. It's like throughout life, you continually evolve. So why would you assume that a choice that you made at 18 years old that you wanted to be a lawyer or a doctor is the thing you're going to want to be doing at 65 years old? For the most part, everyone kind of knows this, but for some reason we still make decisions that aren't aligned with what we actually know. So something I see about the players in the game who usually end up going in the right direction are that they start with the end in mind, right? So the solution is to figure out what it is that you want to do and then work backwards from there. If you want to go be a DJ, you're going to figure out what it takes to be a DJ and then work backwards from there. So the thing that not a lot of people realize is that any path will get you there. A lot of people are so focused on making sure that they choose the right thing, but what's more important is that you just choose something to move forward, because as time goes on, you get good at something, and the better you get, the more motivated you become. You can be the world's greatest paper processor, and it's the most boring job in the beginning, but once you become the world's greatest, you're making millions of dollars a year from it, and now you're more motivated than anybody to learn how to optimize paper processing. It's not necessarily that you pick the right thing in the beginning, it's just more important that you get started. And on the journey, you start to figure out more and more what it is that you like, and you're able to craft the lifestyle that you want as you get better, and more people call on you, and more people are looking for you specifically for your expertise. And it's more important for you to be open to change, because plans always change. Whatever you think you want to do now, it's going to change at some point in the future. So just commit to the idea that things are going to keep changing and evolving for you, and you'll get closer to where you want to go. The idea still stands, is that you need to figure out a way that you can set yourself up for as many opportunities as possible, right? So for me, if I look at my own life and I see that I want to take action on being an astronaut and a surfer and a writer and an actor, and I want to take opportunity for all of these, I have to think, how can I work backwards from there? For my specific lifestyle that I am trying to achieve, I realize that it's going to come through me having to get through as many doors as possible. And the way to open those doors is through finance. By setting yourself up financially first, then you no longer have to wait in line like everybody else. You get to skip the line. Figure out something that you can be good at, that you can make a lot of money from. Then you get that financial freedom. Then you can start going after those opportunities to make your life more dynamic. In the end, what's more important to know is that nobody in life knows what they want to be doing. And it's important to keep in mind that change is inevitable. If you're someone who doesn't like change, then maybe this video isn't for you. It's for the people who are out there who actually want to live a lifestyle that they say that in one life, they were able to experience the life of 1,000 people because they just took opportunity on so many things. And so if you don't want to limit yourself to what that opportunity can be, then you need to be able to create a system around setting yourself up for freedom. Because the one thing that I've seen is that the people who solve for the maximum amount of freedom in their life are the people who actually get it. If you're trying to solve smaller problems, you don't achieve it because the problems are too small to make any large difference. It's only when you try to solve problems that are going to give you maximum freedom, because that's really everyone's goal, right? Is that you want to have a life where you're free to do and free to choose what it is that you want. By trying to solve for the biggest problem, freedom, and working backwards from there, that's what's going to allow you the most opportunity to set yourself up for success. So remember, in life, nobody knows exactly what it is that they want to do. And I think what it's important is that you figure out a way to allow yourself as many open doors as possible. It doesn't matter exactly what you choose, as long as you do something, and as long as you take action, you still stay ahead of everyone else.